Okay, so welcome to BlueSync, guys. Thanks for taking time to be here today, as always. Today is going to be a bit more of a review, but it is a review that I do have seen to be necessary for some reason lately. So I want to go over when we're talking about posting to our office pages, meaning anything, links, listings, videos, photos, anything at all. Some best practices, some quick tips and tricks for those things, okay? So I'm going to be using my test page here. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this link into my business page just for the sake of it. That's not the part that I want us to be going over. I'm hoping that this link works. Of course, this is the one that's, make sure that actually works, because otherwise it's going to be a great way to start. This is with a broken link. So, okay, it will work. My Wi-Fi is just kind of slow right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and put that link back in, and we're going to start. So there are a few things that I've seen, and these are tips. These are some tips that are going to be useful not just for you guys as admins and ASCs and managers, but also for your agents. So, when I want you guys to be conscious of this stuff, but I also want you to talk with your agents if you see them doing things like this as well. So let me go ahead and draw this up in a much higher percentage quick. So number one, as you can see, is assets. What that means is that you should never be posting anything to your page that is like what you would see in a Facebook status. There should always be some sort of asset attached to it, meaning a link, a photo, a video, anything at all. Maybe it's a share from another agent's page or from something in the community, but it should never be, let me kind of create another one just as an example. You should never go to your office page or as an agent and just go to this write something box and say, 6 new open houses this weekend. Let me know if you want to visit one, right? And then just post that. That is not good for a couple of reasons. A, it doesn't really give your audience anything. If you're talking about 6 different open houses, show me those open houses, right? Let me see what you're talking about. And secondly, it's not good for the Facebook algorithm. So, with Facebook's algorithm and how they share and kind of distribute content, they recommend, and this is coming straight from them, that, essentially, content always does better than no content. Meaning video, photo, link, anything like that. So make sure you always have something to go along with it. In addition to that, don't forget about Canva. I'm going to delete that from right there. Canva is awesome and huge, and there is a whole first and third on the Schmidt resources to watch about that. But I have seen some people run with Canva and do some really cool things since we had that conversation probably a month and a half ago now. So use that, utilize your agents, and don't forget to take photos of things around the office when things are going on. There's nothing wrong with grabbing a couple photos there too. So number one, don't just post a status, always have an asset attached to it. Number two, if you go back, is personality. So, as much as we are the office and the brand, people want to interact with something personable. They want to feel like they're having a conversation. Like, if you've ever heard me talk, a lot of our new agents have heard this recently too. Facebook has told us that their main pushes for 2018, and I know we're winding down, but their kind of motto is relationships and engagement. It's not necessarily about information anymore. It's about making and building relationships. With that being said, because of the relationship side of things, we need to feel like we're having a conversation. So when you have something, if you're sharing an agent's listing or if you're an agent sharing one of your new listings, don't just type in new listing or click below for more. That's not telling me anything about that listing. And it's not very relatable. It's not very easy to interact with. It's just kind of giving me a little bit of information, but you're not giving me a reason to want to click. Nothing about that. I don't know anything about the listing. Is it a luxury listing? Is it a 150 home? Is it a remodel? Why should I care about this listing? So make sure to write something a little bit more personable. And I'm going to kind of talk about that more in a second. So, hot on the market. Brand new, oh man, sometimes I just can't type. Brand new, 3-bed, 2.5 two and a 12th bath home in the heart of Holland. A yard that goes on forever. I'm just gonna go with it figuratively. This is just train wreck. Plus a newly remodeled kitchen. So already you're giving it a little bit of flavor. You're giving me a little bit of details about why I should care. And then of course, if this, if you're sharing this on your office page, make sure to say listed by J.D. Waldvogel. Click below for more info. This here, I'm going to do this on purpose, so just bear with me. There is also a beautiful, workout room, we'll say, whatever. So this leads me to my next point. So the second point there was personality, right? Giving it a little bit of something, make me want to click on it, hook me in. Because if you're putting something on my newsfeed, you better want me to click on it, and you need to convince me to click on it. Because I'm not just going to go, oh great, Coldwell Banker posted something new, I'm going to click on it. Tell me why I should, okay? So, number 3, and this might be the most important one out of all of them, grammar. I know that for some people it's the bane of your existence. I know that for some of us it is our favorite thing in the world. I have a little sign on my desk that my wife gave me that says, I'm silently correcting your grammar. So I like it, but ultimately we are a company. You guys are the face and the voice, the first touch for a lot of people with your office. And not only with your office, but that means also for your agents, for the Schmitz, and for Coldwell Banker. Your posts should not have and your post should not have any grammatical mistakes or any misspelled words. So there are a couple of them here, right? A yard that goes on forever. Obviously, I forgot that E, and that actually ended up working well. So I'm going to put that in. And then I have the wrong there here, right? There is also a beautiful workout room. The thing about grammar mistakes is that they are sometimes the easiest mistakes to make. And that's why I urge you guys to always reread everything before you post it. Never copy and paste a link, type something out, and then just click share. Read it to yourself, read it out loud. That's something that I used to do that helped a lot, was I'd read it out loud, and that would help me spot the mistakes, A, in like grammar, or B, just if the sentence didn't make sense. So please make sure that you guys always read everything, and make sure, if you're not sure about something, have somebody else take a look at it. Jessica Pawlinski says, read it backwards to catch spelling mistakes. That's not a bad idea too, because if it gets in your head too quickly the right way, you're just going to skip right over it. So if this is something that you know is maybe more of a weakness for you, have somebody read it over before you post it. Grab one of the agents nearby quick, or grab your manager and just say, hey, does this make sense? Is everything here good to go? But this is something that we really need to crack down on and kind of stomp out, because again, if I ever, if I see an ad or if I see a post from a professional company with mistakes in it, I already start to write them off. And we can't have people doing that to us, okay? So if you see grammar mistakes in your post, or if you see anybody else's, shoot them a nice note. Don't send them a passive-aggressive note. Don't try to be controlling about it, but just let them know, hey, I saw your post, the post was great, but I did notice that you used the wrong there, or something like that, okay? So if you guys see that stuff on your on other admin pages, let me know, let them know, and it's a quick and easy little thing to fix. I've done it in the past few months too. And this is not me talking just to you guys. This is me as well. But we gotta keep an eye out on these things, okay? Grammar's huge. Yeah, Michelle, I know a lot of us love being passive-aggressive sometimes, but that is not the way to handle things in a professional environment. Trust me. Couple more quick. Length. So, you don't want things to be too long. Too long. See, that's why I need the grammar stuff too. So, when you're talking about length, you can't have it be too long, because if I'm reading it on mobile, it'll tell me to see more. And if I have to click see more to look at your advertisement, I'm scrolling past your advertisement. We should be able to get everything we need to say in 2 or 3 sentences. This right here is a good length because it's not too short. I didn't just say new listing or check out the open house. I gave a little bit about the listing and about why I'm posting this, but it's not too long where that if you saw it on your phone, you'd have to see more. So the length on average, 2 to 3 sentences is going to be your sweet spot. If you end up seeing one of those see mores, then just edit the post and take a little bit out. But again, you want to be short and sweet and to the point, but you don't want to be so short that you don't give any point or any information at all. Whenever we post, when we talk about this length and personality and this grammar, we have to put care into this stuff. Because again, everything that we post is an advertisement or an extension of our company and our brand. And if we start getting lazy, and I know, and trust me when I say I know how busy everybody is, but the reason why we push, all of this so much is because of how important it is today and how important it's going to continue to be. So I just, I have one more point, but I do ask you guys to please just take care when you do these things. Put time and effort into it. If you have questions, always, reach out to me, but don't just do it just to get it done and over with, okay? Last point, last but not least, is one of the fun, interesting ones, emojis. The bane of some other people's existence as well. We have done a few case studies, and that's not just in Coldwell Banker, just on social media in general, Facebook specifically. Posts with emojis or emoticons or whatever term you want to use for them tend to do better lately than posts without. That might seem counterintuitive. I know for some people they say it seems a little tacky, but what is the saying? The numbers are in the pudding, the bread's in the pudding. I don't know, the cookies are in the pudding or something like that. The proof's in the pudding. There we go. It's there. We've seen it. So if you're on Facebook, you see this little face right here. You click on that guy. All of these emojis come up, right? Now the easiest ones for us to use and the ones that make the most sense are going to be the house ones. So you got travel and places, and I believe under here there's a house emoji somewhere, or you got the door, you got some things in the house. I know it seems, like I said, I know for some people it seems counterintuitive, but this is the stuff that people are interacting with. On the off chance that you're on a Mac and there is a Windows shortcut for it, if you hit Control Command and then the space bar, you'll see in a second, it comes up right here too. Now you've got fall leaves that you can use right now. You've got trees. I know a lot of us have adopt a pet events coming up. There are plenty of pet emojis. You can just type in house, and boom, there you go. You've got a bunch of homes that show up. So maybe you put the home, or maybe right up here, I said hot on the market. Guess what I'm going to put there? Fire. Put one right there. Space there. Right? And then maybe after the click below for more info, you put an arrow pointing down. Like I said, I know for a lot of this might not seem, it seems a little counterintuitive, and I know some of us might be uncomfortable with it, but I encourage you to just try it. Don't go overboard. Don't go crazy with them, but they add, see, and I agree with you, Lynn. I think that if used correctly, they look kind of cute because they add color to the text, right? It's not just a bunch of black anymore. This draws my attention to it. These colors and these, it sounds kind of simple, but these colors and shapes draw people's attention in more. So I encourage you to sort of try using these every once in a while. Again, the home and the pets, sometimes the arrows are pretty easy to use. There are a bunch. Get creative with it. And I know that that's an easy thing to say, it's harder to do, but that's sort of the overall goal of a lot of this is get creative with it. Make me want to click on your posts and click on your ads, okay? So that basically sums up these best practices. Does anybody have any questions? And while I wait for those questions, I know that I mentioned last week the thing about the Facebook carousel posts going away, but still being able to do carousel ads instead. I am editing the video that goes over all of those instructions today, and I started it on Tuesday. So that video will be coming out for admins and ASCs and managers soon. I just didn't want you guys to think I was leaving you hanging, but there will be an instructional video. It'll be about 10 minutes to show you what you got to do. Any other questions, though, regarding anything? Yes, no, maybe so. Ohio, if you guys are on here, you ASCs, I am going to be, and I talked about this for Michigan a few weeks ago, today, then this week, I'm going to start bringing your guys' pages, if they're not already in our business manager, I'm going to start bringing those over to the business manager. So if you start getting Facebook requests, if you have any questions, or if you see stuff come up from me, just don't worry, expect it, because it's gonna happen. So If you guys have any questions about that as it happens, of course, let me know. No other questions have come in, though. So we're 1 minute over, which is not too bad. Thank you guys for your time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about these best practices, or want to know more information on them, or want to run an idea past me, you are always, always welcome to do that. So please reach out, okay? Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk soon.